Do you guys have guilty pleasures? We don't have to go the blue banana route and talk about sexual pleasures. I don't need to know what color dildos you guys like. You guys have already established that.
You already know.
We already spoiled it. Not the blue banana route, and I have to think about it again. Do you want to go first, Liam? Because I actually do have a couple of guilty pleasures.
I feel like if you've got some ready, you should be going first.
Well, I think like one, like off the top of my head, like one thing I really enjoy, and like already back to anime, but like I do like slice of life animes, even though I am someone who talks a lot, like I'm really into writing in general and storytelling for anything, also books and movies and so ever. But for like these slice of life animes, just like the writing is often not that great. You don't have like fantastic characters, but just like great landscapes, some like a chill vibe. I do like that a lot. And other than that, I also like bad movies a lot. Like you ever know like those, I think you probably come across like these videos on YouTube where it's like why all Hollywood movies suck, kind of like, and then like everything is like an action movie and there's like this one twist at the end and all the characters are really predictable. I still watch those. Like if I'm in the cinema and I like get good action without any good storytelling, even though I love good storytelling, I'm still like, it was a good night. So I think that's definitely
understand that.
Storytelling is overrated. You don't need a good story for something to be enjoyable.
it's hard to get me to say something is outstanding, but to make me happy, it doesn't take that much.
I think that's fair. I mean, you know, everyone likes to just shut off for a bit.
Classic escapism.
Along a similar vein of shutting off and escapism, I think one of my more recent guilty pleasures would be watching Dragon Ball Super, which is an awful series from like the perspective of storytelling and characters, but it's just so much fun to watch characters punch other characters and so nostalgic, but it's awful.
I've never gotten into Dragon Ball and Super as well, but like that's one of the series I keep missing out on a lot of memes about, I do feel, because I got into anime relatively late in my life, around like 18, 19, maybe a bit younger even, 17, like something about like finishing high school, kind of like that turn. And I started with Naruto and then already got into One Piece and then like fanned out from there, but I kind of skipped that Dragon Ball. Like, I feel like I'm too young, maybe, for Dragon Ball.
You and I have a very similar experience.
Oh, is this one of those situations where I'm an old man talking about my nostalgia days?
Please share, what was it like?
Two friends,
Back in
one
your
colleagues, one old man, and two young pups.
When I was a child, around I would say the ages of 11, 12, 13 was prime Dragon Ball time. I would wake up to watch Dragon Ball specifically at like 7:30 a.m.
Was that before color TV or...
Oh, I see. Fuck off. It would play on Australian television at like either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, like right before I went to school, and I would watch it religiously every day as it came out, because we didn't have any of this binge watching thing back in the day.
No.
We would get one episode a day, 5 days a week. And when Dragon Ball is a series of like 200 episodes, that took years to get through.
I can imagine. But I can see that that's a guilty pleasure of yours, because I think like anything nostalgic, I think that's always nice to get back to. Like I have like sometimes when I feel like I have too much time, which is scarcely, like I get back into like old games I've played, which is always like chill. I do like to do that as well. There's a game I play called Lord of the Rings Online. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. It's actually my favorite series.
Really?
Excellent. I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
I love Lord of the Rings as well, yeah.
So, what a coincidence. That's a game I get back into here and then I figure out like at the end I don't have enough time, and then as always with nostalgic things, at some point it just doesn't have the same vibe as you think it had, but it's still nice to do sometimes.
That's like me with Diablo 2, which is another one of my old man games.
Fantastic game.
Beautiful game.
What about you, Sophie? What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, I actually like old animes better anyways, in my opinion. A lot of the times, I actually prefer watching the older animation style. Like, I really enjoy, like, Yu Yu, for example.
As in Yu Yu Hakusho?
As in Yu Yu Hakusho, or
No, it's
Slam
two times
Dunk.
the English word. It's you.
I like you and you, two old people.
That's character development. Now we're friends.
I see what you mean now. It doesn't take much. That was pretty easy. But no, the guilty pleasure that I was going to talk about was actually, I really like to tan at the beach. And I know it's so bad for you.
So your guilty pleasure is cooking yourself.
Essentially, but I think I've become much more cautious about it lately.
Wait. I just want to point out for a second. Maybe it's your makeup, but how is your guilty pleasure tanning? You are, I mean, maybe, I'm not sure. Liam is also very white.
If you put Sophie and I side by side, I am blinding compared to her.
Really?
But I will also have to say, it's because I've been tanning recently because it's summer. I seriously transform between winter and summer. In winter, I become a completely different person because I get no sunlight.
Interesting. Personality-wise or just looks?
Personality-wise as well, because I think in winter, the fact that I can't go out into the sun, can't go to the beach just means I become much more withdrawn. So when Liam
Beach
said that
withdrawal.
he escapes the Australian summer, I was like, oh my goodness, maybe this is why we're not friends.
I come to life in winter. Summer makes me want to go to sleep. It's just so
I'm
hot that I'm just
exactly
like,
the opposite.
"Ugh." But winter's like, ooh, I'm cold, I'm shaking, I'm energetic, I want to do
But
stuff.
winter's when
I
you're
can wear
supposed to
coats.
be snugged up in bed with like your blankets.
If you're a bear or something, you're meant to be hibernating, yeah. But we're humans. We learned how to conquer winter.
Yeah, I do agree. I am a winter person more as well. I do love snow. I do like the summer as well, but then like usually it was in Germany, it's like summer is not that fantastic. So you go to like Southern Europe, right, to get on vacation, and that's usually nice, like 2 weeks of yay, 30 plus degrees, fantastic. But ever since moving to Japan, like I've learned to really hate summer because here it's like 40 degrees, 80% humidity, and like you can't leave the house. So I do feel you. And
That sounds like Australia.
yeah, I do got to side with Liam on that one. Don't you have a ski resort somewhere?
Yeah, we have Threadbow. Like, there is snow, but you need to go really out of your way to find it, and only at certain times of year.
So I worked at the head office that manages Threadbow, but I'll tell you a much more interesting story, a much more sad story on my part. But for this company, I had a pretty low-level admin job, but using my detective skills, I went above and beyond and found out that one of the higher-ups had been stealing money from the company
Oh, holy
for
shit.
years. Like, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Like real dollars
Or
or
Australian dollars, so just dollaroos.
They're real enough, thank you. Dollary-doos is the official currency.
No, fuckaroos is the real currency.
I think we settled on
Buckaroos is a different economy, Sophie.
What economy is that?
There are two ways
We
you
use
can
different
pay,
things.
dollary-doos and fuckaroos.
Please elaborate on that one.
I'll give this to Liam.
No, you'll have to come and visit.
Okay, I will. I'm curious now.
Liam's going to show him what a fuckaroo is.
Like, I'm a big fan of skiing, so skiing in Australia is not something I've ever thought would be possible, but I'd be down for it. If we can ever make that happen, I feel like we should put that on our podcast special list.
Yeah, let's do a
Cool.
podcast bucket
I
list.
didn't even know we had a list, but yeah, let's start one.
Now we
Yeah.
do.
I'm down for that. Only if we put down a podcast beach day as well, though. Just because I want to see
I'm
both
totally
of you
down for
suffer.
that. No, I'm good. I love the beach.
No, it's just me suffering.
As long as I have, like, shade somewhere, I'm good.
We can
Also,
arrange
even
that.
though like your guilty pleasure is tanning, for me, like I take like months in the sun to get tanned, and then I lose it after 1 week.
That's me as well. That's why it's my guilty pleasure, because it's like I spent so long doing it. I know that's probably not very good for you, but I'm sun safe. I like
So you-
put sunscreen on, 50 plus. Australian summer's pretty hot. But I just
So your guilty pleasure is cancer.
Your guilty pleasure is basically smoking for your skin.
Well, as long as you use sunscreen, I feel like that helps because I think you can still get tanned like while using sunscreen,
You can still get cancer as well.
everything gives you cancer these days.
but you don't need to take any vitamin D supplements, so that's great.
I mean, my doctor recommends that I spend some more time in the sun. So my doctor is telling me
Days.
I need to get cancer.
Would not recommend.